Super Bowl Shuffle.
They call me sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more man. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to
For the Super Bowl Shuffle. Hello, members of the league. This is your champion, the happy ending commissioner, only person who has their name on this board whatsoever, Michael D. Forte or Dash, chiming in, getting ready for the beginning of the NFL season. I'm very excited. I don't think I maybe ever. Well, I take that back. My team last year was pretty darn good, but this team may be equally as good overall. Very excited to not only be in a strong division with Scott to prove my dominance again and again over him, but also I'm seeing a lot of improvement with some other teams, so nobody can say, hey, you took advantage of somebody and blah blah blah. Nope. I'm doing it right this year, doing it perfect, making sure this guy stays with me. He enjoyed the sales call today. He enjoyed our trip down to Kalamazoo. He's ready for some more. In saying that, this is week one of Mo's picks overall. I have done a little bit of research, not anything overboard whatsoever. If you guys remember last year, I ended up about 23, 24 games or so over 500. Definitely dominated. I figured out who was on, who was off. I got my boy AJ Green helping me out this year. Excited to wear this jersey again. And we're going to do this together now that we're 2.5 minutes into the video. So to start off, as Eric likes to proclaim, the Keo Sorrento matchup of the week. This is going to be between the two teams that are projected the lowest overall totals in their game. And I may have lost it. Oh, lowest overall totals in the game with still a chance to win. This also has the least probability of affecting the playoffs whatsoever. I didn't run the numbers, but I can pretty much figure that out. This is between Mr. Michael Samuels and Derek Duke Mostrom. Right now, he is projected 127 to 115 via Yahoo. And again, my projections don't go based on Yahoo. My projections go based on my brain. That's all I need. Mike Samuels trying to start off things a little different this year. He went for a couple big guns. He has Aaron Rodgers. Expect a big season for Golden Tate. He's hoping Moreno pans out, and he's also hoping Fitzgerald has one more year left out in him. This is a divisional matchup. So it actually does have some slight playoff implications, but long term, I don't think this has that big a deal overall. To go over to Derek's squad, he has Mr. Jay Cutler. A lot of people pick as possibly a top 5 to 7 sleeper of the year. As a Bears fan, I couldn't agree more. He's hoping C.J. Spiller lives up to that monstrous contract that he has signed him for. Also hoping that the double tight end strategy comes into play with Martellus Bennett and also Zach Ertz. He did put some big money into Zach Stacy. Actually, I thought he got him for pretty good value. Is probably his best running back overall as far as points go. So like I said, projections 127 to 115. I'm going to say that Derek does get the W out of this. I don't know. With Samuels rolling out, Mr. Jacquez Rodgers, again, he may get a decent amount of touches. He may not get hardly any with the fact that Freeman's there right now and Steven Jackson says he's coming back. Ingram also part of a 3 or 4 headed type running back situation. Greg Jennings, he's old. That's all. Mike Williams, he is now dropped down to a wide receiver 3 on his own team. He's also a wide receiver 3 or 4 on Gorilla's team as well. So don't like what he's rolling out with. I do like possibly Ryan Matthews to have a decent week this week against Arizona. Spiller will probably light the Bears up a little bit because we all know how their defense is. But Cutler will come on back at Buffalo's horrible defense. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Derek in the win. I'll say by about 15 points or so. In the next game, I have... No, I'll do myself. Myself against Jason Super Duper Fun Team Ferguson. My team's loaded. But nonetheless, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this one. Very excited for my trio of running backs of Charles, Bell, and Ball. I do have Jennings backing up just in case any injuries happen. So I have to give myself the lead there. He does have Marshawn Lynch, which he could go complete beast mode considering he hasn't done anything whatsoever this preseason. And everyone's talking a lot of trash about him. So, in saying that, I think Lynch could put up a nice 20-point game. Steven Jackson, not even listed on the week 1 injury report anymore, so he should be a full go. Whether that's 10 plays, 20 plays, 30 plays, who really knows before he tears a hamstring at this point. And then his third running back is Danny Woodhead. If they get in a shootout with Arizona, watch out. He could have a lot of catches. Quarterback position, Jason ended up going with Nick Foles against Jacksonville. Great matchup. And I have Ryan against New Orleans. Same type of matchup. So we're pretty even on that end. But then I think the other place where I do overtake him a little bit is the tight end position where I have Thomas against Pitta, and also my receivers of A.J. Green, Garcon, and Floyd against Decker, Watkins, and Randall. Randall could also be a nice sleeper this year, I think, so that was a great pickup for Jason. I don't really like Watkins still. I'm a huge Sammy Watkins fan and Bills fan and Manuel fan, but I don't know. Manuel is not very good. And I don't like Decker nearly as much anymore now he's on the Jets. So I'm going to take myself on a win by, I'll say, 20 points. I'll go 150 to 130 on that one to match up actually with the favorite as well. Next matchup. Well, here's a barn burner. Doug against Derek, Swedish assassin against May the Swartz be with you. This will be the biggest blowout of the week by far. Derek, as we all know, is just not even playing for this year. Derek Lehman, that is. He's not interested in rolling out a strong team. He's giving away everything, just basically playing for the future. He does have Phillip Rivers. He'll get 20 points. Maybe Miles Austin will come a la Miles Austin from 5 years ago or so. But I don't see him doing much more than the 10, maybe 15 points or so at a very maximum. Amendola, probably the biggest disappointment in fantasy football history in the past 2 years. Not giving him much credit right now. Jason Avant, he's 50, and he's still on a team. D'Angelo Williams, part of a 5-3. He's been a part of a trio of running backs his whole career, and he still can't stay healthy. So that's kind of the big guys that Lehman's rolling out with. Doug has a very strong team. I think he's going to battle for first place in his division. I don't think he gets to first place overall, but within his division, he'll be strong, may come up with a wild card opportunity as well. But it also depends on a lot of health. We got RG3, health possible issue. Crabtree, he's already questionable for week 1. He's hurt again. Gronkowski, questionable for week 1. They were talking today on Fantasy Football Radio. He might not even fly out with them all of a sudden. So we go from him saying, I'm in completely, I'm starting, to I might not even fly out. Didn't go to the game in Miami. So injury concerns get me with Doug. He does have a strong, basically a very strong setup of running backs again, as long as health is okay, with Arian Foster, Lacey, and Morris. I'm still concerned about Foster. But in this game, this may be a 50 to 70 point victory for Doug. I'm going to take Doug in a landslide. Next game, we have Scott, the Dutch Oven, against Derek, who loves his Mike Ditka. Sorry, Derek, you're going to get whipped down in this game. I made the mistake of picking you in week 1 last year. I didn't know you very well. I also didn't know that you tend to throw games, seasons, multiple seasons, everything in general. I'm going to take Scott. I'm going to take Scott rather huge. I'm going to say by about 40 points or so. And it's not because of the quarterback position. You guys are actually fairly close on quarterback with Brees and Stafford. But it's after that where he just completely starts to dominate you. You have a lot of younger guys, besides Percy Harvin. You have a lot of younger guys that will show potential in the next few years, just not this year necessarily, with Hunter and Wheaton. Your running backs are one of the weakest group of running backs that I've seen on this side of 2014 fantasy football. Kyrie Robinson, okay. Ingram, Thomas, Robinson, who else? I mean, there'll be a fourth guy randomly in there, I'm sure, too. And those are your two Robinson and Pierce are who you're throwing out there. You're starting 2 tight ends of Rudolph and Walker. Walker does say he's going to catch 100 balls this year. I've said it like 5 times now. I will take the under in that if anybody wants to bet me. But you do get your fantasy season start tonight with Baldwin. So root for Russell Wilson, especially because he's on my bench right now. Dutch Oven, you're rolling out a strong team. Very solid group of receivers: Demaryius Thomas, Brown, Allen. All will get you 15 points or more probably this week. Running backs for you is my question mark. Yeah, Vereen, Murray, and Bernard. Vereen is going to get the big boatload of carries, it sounds like, out of New England. Bernard, he's a little too small in my mind to handle the big load. So Jeremy Hill will be waiting in the wings. And DeMarco, is he going to play 16 games this year? I'll take the under on that as well. But for week 1, I'm going to take you in another landslide victory of about 30 to 40 points. This won't be Dicka's year. Let's just leave it at that. And finally, I think that's all of them. The big matchup of the week with tons of implications all the way through. It's going to be the closest battle by far. And it's also a divisional battle out of the north. We have Team 10, Jared, against Unnecessary Fisting and Andy. Jared, number 1, I vote for you to change your team name. Let's just start off the conversation with that. Number 2, this game. Ooh. I'm going to go step by step. Quarterback, we have Kaepernick, who I traded him, and Romo. Romo going against the San Francisco squad, who is decimated by injuries, suspensions, everything right now. Kaepernick going against the Dallas defense that is absolutely horrific. I'm going to put those two at a push, head-to-head. Receivers, we have for Jared, Roddy White, Brandon Marshall, Cecil Seashorts III against Cruz, Cobb, and Evelman. I'm actually going to give a slight edge over to Jared here. I like Marshall against Buffalo. He's actually been noted by ESPN as having the breakout game of week 1 against a porous Buffalo secondary. Roddy White, coming back from an injury, looks to be strong as ever. And Jacksonville's going to have to throw the ball a lot against Philadelphia. I don't like Cobb against the Seattle defense as much. I think Cruz is still slightly overrated because I hate Eli Manning in his spaces. And Edelman, that's not going to be a shootout, but he could get a lot of catches. So I will take Jared for the receivers. Let's look at running backs. We have Forte and Gearhart against Peterson and Martin. I'm going to actually have to lean towards Andy here. I do like the combo of Peterson and Martin over Forte and Gearhart, although I do like Forte possibly better than all of the running backs. Maybe because my name is Forte or Dash. Possibly better than all those other running backs this week due to matchups. Over to tight end, I'm going to take Olsen with Andy over Jared. And $50, Mr. Green. And then at the flex positions, we have Kendall Wright, Braden Tate. Braden Tate? No. Yeah, I don't know his name. It's Vincent Jackson and Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is another one of my sleepers of the year, actually. Vincent Jackson, it all depends on Mr. Josh McCown. It's on your shoulders, buddy. I'm going to put that one as a push, kicker's push as well. So I am, oh gosh. Who did I vote for? Even, Jared, Andy, even. Looks like Andy. Andy in a 5-point win this week. So those are my picks overall. I'm also going to make my divisional picks here if anybody is still here and watching at this point. My divisional picks and wild card. I am going to take Andy in the north. I am going to take, geez, this is a poor South division, but I'm going to go with Derek out of the South. I'm going to pick in a minor upset Doug in the East, and I'm going to take myself in the West with the 2 wild cards being Dutch Oven, Mr. Scott Verlack. And, yeah, I'm going to have to go Eric, whether I want him in or not. He will sneak in as a wild card, which leaves Jared as the best team out at this point. Should be a fun year, guys. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the night. Hope to see as many people there as possible. And let me know if you have any other questions on anything beforehand. I'm going to try to work on the spreadsheet right now to get that out to everybody after the free agent pickups. Make sure you are putting in a dollar amount for the free agent pickups. When you pick the player, you have to scroll all the way down, and then that's where you enter your dollar amount. There's a little glitch in Yahoo right now. Hopefully that ends up being fixed. And I think that's all the updates that I have. looking forward to possibly some Blazing Wings tonight. Anybody? Maybe a little, what is that, play pick thing or whatever. Maybe a few side bets on that. Who knows? But for now, the happy ending, Forte or Dash, AJ Green, the commish, Mike Mo, say adios. Oh gosh, I'm going to enjoy this thing for the next 4 months and then the next 12 after that. Peace.